Hello guys, welcome back to the React.js sample application development tutorial. In this part, this is what we have started in the previous video. In this specific video, we are going to discuss about how to develop controller for the application. Here you can see that I do have one folder called container, I mean controller. Within this specific directory, I'm going to create one file that is nothing but auth.js. I'm just trying to keep the same name for entire thing, kind of a root, controller, model, everything to make sure that it is easy to accessible. When I look at that, it would be better to find out what is the purpose of that specific controller and all. Now we are done with the specific application, right? We are done with the author endpoint creation, and then we come here for the controller. The purpose of controller is to access the specific application URL body request. So how we can do that? Now we are in the process of developing registration endpoint. So I'm just keeping this as a registration register. Okay, just I'm just keeping it as a register. You can see that I'm marking it as exports. That means this specific register method get export from the file auth.js controller. That is because this specific file get can be accessed. This specific method in the file can be accessed outside of it as well. I'm going to use the ES6 syntax. This is the recent syntax most popular as well in the JavaScript world. Now, at this specific endpoint, going to get two different things. One is request, another one is response. This is the request that we got and the response that we are going to send. Once after I get the request and response, I'm not going to validate anything. Before validating the request body or anything, what we can do is I can directly go ahead and check how the request body is. Const. This is also the new syntax of EX6. Let me have req.body. I already explained that body content. I mean, since this is a registration endpoint, all the content that we enter in the UI will be posted to the backend in the request body. I wanted to access that. Okay, that is why here I just mark it as. Here I'm creating a variable like username and password. These variables will be holding the data from request body. Keep in mind, here in the request body also you need to add username and password with the same name, then only it will be get automatically assigned to this specific local variables. Now we got the response. Now we got the request from the client side. If suppose the username is empty, the password is empty, 90% everything will be going to be fine, but there might be chance that someone could able to miss into between the SQL injection, those kind of things. Then we can just make sure that it doesn't affect anything. So what I'm going to do is we can move the validation purposes somewhere else as well, but this is the learning purpose. That is okay to know what are the things that we can compete with that. Now if username, okay, I'm just validate it against the username and not password. This is nothing but the truth value response. If none is actually working, then I can directly go ahead and make use of returning some response as a not valid one. I'm just return. Okay, I'm just returning, then only the response will go out of the controller class as well. Return response, because this is the object that we have it here. Dot, here we have many different responses. First I'm going to set to the status. Okay, the status is going to be some content. In my cases I'm going to have 422 because the entity that I get from user is not processable. That is the meaning of this specific status code. Again, I'm going to respond to the body in the format of JSON. What is the JSON? That is what I'm going to give it here. This is the error, and I can give the error message here. Registration not success. Valid data not sent in the request. That's it. This is the error message that we are going to get from the server said if any of the data is not valid. I'm coming out of the username and password section, that is nothing but the you know um, if condition. Now we have the valid username and password. Now what we need to do is we need to generate, or we need to encrypt the password using the hashing algorithm. For that we wanted to import, or we wanted to install another package. Okay, let's continue installing the packages and everything in our upcoming video. As of now, stay tuned, and thank you for watching the video. If you have any queries or need any clarification, put it in the chat box. And if you like the video, just don't forget to hit the like button, because it very much motivates me to record more videos on that.